about this business of breaking from Nigeria and the rest of them. Please perish the thought. You have the right to self-determination. There's no doubt that I'm a human rights activist, so I know it's your fundamental right.
We have been destroyed. Why is anybody denying that?
Let us get out of a fixation of backwardness and exchange views today. I'm addressing you. I'm bringing out scientific solutions to problems. You are saying the Fulani oligarch has a different agenda. Man, what agenda? What agenda? Where have you gone to school?
But from 1966, we've been very, very, very toward as a nation. And it is not happening just because we are careless or we are incompetent or we are incapable of holding up ourselves and developing our own part of the country. It's happening because there is a deliberate effort to make it happen.
If your own governor, if some of our governors have decided to put the law aside, please don't blame the Fulani people.
Defend our land because the Fulani say it is their duty to destroy it. They are now coming in their growth.
I am telling you, we can stop a Fulani header, any header, from coming to Ekiti State, from going to Enugu State, from going to anywhere outside his own state. I have made the point abundantly clear that you have, I'm a human rights person, you have your fundamental right to freedom of, your right to self-determination. But I'm saying that we have to look at the options that are available. And I've told you about restructuring, the type of struggle we have waged through litigation. I've also told you the 1999 Constitution is a replica of the 1979 Constitution. You are not likely to have been told this. The 1979 Constitution was signed by General Olusegun Obasanjo, his Decree 102 of 1979. Just like the 1999 Constitution was signed by General Abdulsalami Abubakar, his Decree 24 of 1999. And so I detest those constitutions, and I join those who struggle that we should have a constitution, a autonomous, constitution of the Nigerian people, so that the lie in the preamble to the constitution, we the people of Nigeria gave to ourselves this constitution, will be over. So I believe, I agree with the business of running the country is the collective responsibility of the bourgeoisie, who are all agents of imperialism. So when you reduce your problem to some mythical, powerful people, you reduce yourself to secondary citizens. Is there anybody in Abuja? Is the Fulani oligarchy saying right now you should not promote education in your state? In that Ekiti state, please go and find out who is controlling the economy of that state. Go and find out. Who are they selling all the houses in Ekiti and your hometown to? Who is producing food in Ekiti state? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That we can't feed ourselves in your state. Yet, Ekiti state used to be a leading producer of cocoa. We're feeding ourselves. Why is it no longer possible? So if you now have a new country tomorrow, Yoruba land, those who left Ibadan, why did we leave Ibadan? Was it not because of, marginalization? So, and we got to Akure. We also left Akure. Now, you say we should go back to Ibadan now. What has changed? What is likely to change? So when people say, let us break up the country, please ask them, what are we breaking into? Are you going to guarantee education for everybody where you're asking us to go to? Are we going to control our economy? Or imperialism will continue to control our economy? Are we going to control our exchange rate? And not an exchange rate determined by so-called, fake market force. You now say we should go back to a regional government, one government in the West. I have no problem, but many of you want to become governor. We'll fight that strenuously.
on, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my son. Thank you, everybody. Tell me, Okuchel, how much I appreciate you as a son of my people.
Thank you, sir.
As a son who has proved himself in many ways. I think, however, that your approach to this whole thing is legalistic. That's not necessarily a fault because a person must approach any subject from the preconditions of his own knowledge and orientation. So that's what he's done, and we thank you for it. Giving us a lot of information about what has been done with the constitutions and so on and so forth. But what we who are asking for the Yoruba people to seek their self-determination now are looking at is totally different from what you are looking at. What we are looking at is the condition of the people of the Yoruba nation in Nigeria, the gradual deterioration of their quality of life since independence. Up to 1962, we were doing good. Up to 1966, we were doing good. Up to the end of 1965, we were still doing great. But from 1966, we've been doing very, very, very poorly as a nation. And it is not happening just because we are careless or we are incompetent or we are incapable of holding up ourselves and developing our own part of the country. It's happening because there is a deliberate effort to make it happen. Only about 8 or so days after the date of independence in 1960, October 1, a member of the House of Representatives in Lagos stood up to ask a question. The question was, and it was asked totally out of the blue, nobody was discussing anything about breaking down law and order anywhere. And he asked, what will happen, what can differ if law and order breaks down in a region, what should the federal government do? What that question was telling us at the time is that is what people were already preparing for the Western region. In 1959, the man who headed the committee that carried out the covert operation to rig the elections for the Northerners has written a memoir, and I don't think Femi can contradict what he said there. He said, when we administrators look at Nigeria, we see strength in the South. We see strength in the South. We see widening education. We see ambition to move forward and do great things in the future, to become part of the modern world. Business, achievement in these, and technology and so on. We see education in the West, the Western region, and social services, and great administration, and so on. But there was nothing. There was nothing. But in spite of the fact that we recognize that, we the British recognize that, we decided that we must make sure that the North at all costs will rule Nigeria after independence. So, his name is Smith, Harry Smith. He wrote this in his memoir, which is titled Blue Collar Man. He says, I chaired the committee that conducted the covert operation that rigged the election for the North. So we will not work with Agolo to create a government, although the two of them together could have created it. And so the Northerners set upon Nigeria, even though they were the least educated, the least ready to lead a country like Nigeria forward. And their response to that is as soon as independence came, their immediate preoccupation was how to drag the Western region back and down. That's what created the crisis in the Western region in 1962, less than 2 years after the days of independence. And we, the people of the Yoruba land in the Western region, have been going down since. We created education under the influence of the northern rulership, which is generally apathetic to education. The quality of our education has sunk and sunk and sunk. Now you would say that was the military going on of that. Yes, it was the military. As Harry Smith said in his memoir, the British had told the Northerners in advance that the military will ultimately rule Nigeria and that they should be strong in the military. So after the July coup of 1966, after coup in Nigeria were conducted by the officers of the North. And in collaboration with the political leadership of the North, they have done a lot of horrible things to Nigeria and particularly to the Yoruba nation. So they have destroyed the quality of our education. My son, Femi, you're human rights, yes. But don't we Yoruba people have human rights too? We are not working for a country in which our young people would graduate year after year after year and roam the streets. Most of them cannot do what young women should do after graduating from university. They cannot get married and get to raise children of their own because they have no jobs. Many become criminals, and some become criminals. Many become drug addicts. Many become cult members and so on. And there are members of our elite. There are members of our educated and rich elite who don't care about the lot of these young people. I care. I am worried. In fact, I'm ashamed when I look at the faces of some of these young people. Because it was not so when I was young. I didn't suffer like this when I was young. And I don't see any reason why any group of youth anywhere in the world should suffer. But we are being ruled by people who don't care about their own children. They have created the Amagiri culture in the north. The groups that they are trying to give to us in the southwest is an anomaly of educated youth. We are not going to become our youth is going to suffer anymore. That's there. And our intellectuals are arguing about constitutional fineness. It's not a question of constitutional fineness. We have a duty to our future. And these young people are our future, and we must not let them perish. Maybe because I have not done any other thing than teach young people throughout my life, I am very sensitive to what is happening to our youth. I have seen generation after generation of young people come to the university with their heads in the air, believing that they enter 3-4 years later, we are handing their degrees to them and they are ready to go. To now find that they go into nothing. They go into poverty, neglect, abuse, and death in the desert. It's very painful to me. I know that there are many of my colleagues who, who don't care about something. But unfortunately, those of us who care are many. And that's why we are doing what we are doing. We are not doing it because we hate the Fulani or we hate anybody. But we will defend our land because the Fulani say it is their duty to destroy it. They are now coming in their droves. That's not something that one can deny. No matter how much law one can argue, one cannot deny that the Fulani are coming in droves. And they are claiming that all the land of Nigeria belongs to them, that Allah has given to them. They will take it by force. And they are trying to take it by force. And some people think, oh, this is just about Katuriani. It is not just about Katuriani. The Katuriani is the head, is the arrowhead of an invasion that has been very carefully conceived. We never saw what we are seeing now. Listen, I was one of the most active young men in the Unity Party of Nigeria. I was running around the world looking for solutions to things that Nigeria will need to accomplish in order to become rich and great. And in the end, I chairman some of the committees that wrote the position papers of the UPN. And in the final end, Papa asked me to write the manifesto of the party. And I wrote the manifesto of the Unity Party of Nigeria. That's how ambitious we were about Nigeria. But I now know that what we are trying to do cannot be done in Nigeria, for Nigeria, by anybody. And it is time for us to go and do it for ourselves. That is it.
Briefly, sir. Prof, sir. You are going to be around for a very, very long time. And the emancipation of our people, you are going to witness the emancipation of our people. And I'm talking of revolutionary emancipation, not pash emancipation. But since you have referred to me, sir, let me say, without any fear of contradiction, sir. Yes, sir.
If you can get our people, I'll be grateful to you.
Yes, sir.
Well, one of my sons did it. That's good.
Thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. But since you have referred to me, sir, let me just address this. Sir, I beg you, sir. We have discussed and I've made it repeatedly clear to you, sir. I am a freeborn citizen of Nigeria. I'm an unrepentant Pan-Africanist. And my position, sir, when Governor Bala Mohammed said that land belongs to nobody, I told him he was talking rubbish. And that the land in Ekiti State, in Ondo State, and other parts of the Southwest, is vested in the governor. And I challenge him, when you were the minister of FCT, I took you to court when you wanted to send people packing from Mpape. You, in your state, you have just arrested somebody with about 1,000 AK-47 rifles. How come you are saying people taking AK-47 around the Southwest should not be arrested? That was the hand from him. Governor of Benue State, sir. He was crying on television one day. I got his phone and I called him. Governor, you have been voted to exercise powers. Go to your House of Assembly and make a law to send packing all those who are oppressing your people. And the governor went to enact the anti-grazing law. When Buhari and others said, no, thou shalt live with your neighbors, we came out. Which neighbors? My neighbors cannot kill my people. And so we empowered that governor. Today, Governor Autumn has prosecuted not less than 500 headers and seized thousands of cows. Heavens have not collapsed. If your own governor, if some of our governors have decided to put the law aside, please don't blame the Fulani people. I am telling you, there is a forestry law in Ekiti State, forestry law, that has criminalized any entry into any government reserve without authorization of the governor. If you are not enforcing your law, why are you blaming those who are here to oppress us? That's my position. Final one, sir. You are talking of Awo, sir. Very good. Awolowo, sir. Awolowo, sir. All the cocoa produced in Ondo and Ekiti, the money was used to develop Ijebu. You are talking of beautiful things in Ikeja and the rest of them, sir. Awo was not fair to our people, but I don't want to go into that. But Awo, sir, had ranches in the Southwest. Let us go back to ranching. Nobody will bring cows from the north. If we can go back to the ranching. And sir, you wrote, I'm happy you helped to write the manifesto of the APC, UPN in the Second Republic. That program, sir, was a 4 cardinal program. Education for everybody, access to health for everybody, agricultural revolution, and the rest of them. Today, sir, where are our people? Nobody in the north, sir, nobody in Abuja has asked our people not to develop the economy, the educational system in our state. So, sir, the 4 cardinal program, can you please bring them back and let us compel our governors to ensure that we make progress in Nigeria? And therefore, submit, sir, the factories you are talking about today, the greatest contributor to the economy of the Southwest are the Dangotes and the Rabius. Where are our people? I'm asking you, nobody has answered my question in Ekiti State. In Ado Ekiti State today, sir, those who are selling houses are not selling to Yoruba people. The businesses in Ekiti are not run by Yoruba people. I just went to Ilawe a few months back. I wanted to attend a burial. I wanted diesel for my house. It was sold to me by a non-Yoruba person. The following day, I wanted to put some little money in an envelope. The envelope was sold to me by a non-Yoruba person. And I'm pleading with all of us, before Nigeria is broken up, can we start now to develop our own region and prepare ourselves instead of this fixation about some oligarchy that we can fight and defeat? I want defeated the oligarchy. Why are we not ready to defeat that oligarchy again? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Prof. and Uncle Falano. On the issue of Yoruba Nation, I have written my comments. I really believe that, in my mind, there is that worry. If we become Yoruba Nation today, will Ekiti be served? If Ekiti becomes a nation on its own, will Ekiti South be served? Will Ekiti North feel that they're getting what is due to them? If you bring it to my hometown in Ikere, the Iro people, do they feel that they get the same as Okekere people? And on it goes. And I believe that, as San had mentioned, we have not truly stretched what is there in the Constitution to help us to claim what belongs to us. I personally would like us to bring back all our lawmakers, Yoruba land lawmakers, and ask them, what have you done to ensure that Yoruba Nation is well? I mean, look at it. You're talking about all these appointments or whatever. At least they come and read those names. You don't say anything, and so it's all passed. You don't question why Fulanis are taking charge of everything. And then you come home and you complain, or they don't even come home, So the youth have the Freedom of Information Act. You can find out what is happening. My little town is supposed to have been equipped with a huge library. I have not seen it. The money went to a politician who built something. According to what I have read, it's supposed to have shelves, it's supposed to have books, nothing. So let's start from those small issues, holding our leaders accountable. Thank you.
Before I go, may I just make one comment?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's about this perpetual nitpicking about the Yoruba, Ekiti, Jebu, and so on. They are there. There is no question. And there are different nature of a nation anywhere in the world. Take the Russians. They are a large nation. I have traveled extensively in Russia. and been taken to village where people make fun of the people of the other side of the country.
Thank you very much for the program. Good comments from both Prof and Mrs. Adamalekun and Barrister Femi Falan. But I think an advice for the youth, it's more of they represent the critical generation, and they are the people that will actually make the required changes required in the system. Very important for us is to go back and ask ourselves, do we create wealth at the local level? We don't. Any state, any local government, any village that cannot come together and create wealth can never be a wealthy nation. And Ekiti State or our proposed new nation can never be a wealthy nation if you cannot go back and create wealth. And it's important that you have to sit down, just like what Madam said, we criticize easily, but we don't assess ourselves. What are we contributing to the nation? The government cannot make us wealthy. We have to create the wealth ourselves. Thank you.
Just want to make a quick suggestion, and that is that it is along the line of what Barrister Femi Falana, who's my namesake, has already said, that instead of going to the extreme of advocating for a Yoruba nation, why not try the things that had not been tried before, such as the restructuring advocacy, such as fiscal federalism, such as moving some items from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list, and on and on and on at that. And when we have tried that and that didn't work, then we can now come back and say, you know what, this is a hopeless situation.